My 4C services. So I wanted to show you guys something so that you try to prevent yours from having that issue. So it's my 4C, like I said. Um, so sometime this year, it happened this year, earlier this year. So there was a place I parked the car for over a month. Probably, I don't know, it was up to 4 weeks. So I parked the car. It was directly under the sun. Normally, I have this thing I use to cover the windscreen to prevent sun directly hitting on top of the or hitting on the dashboard. So during that time, I didn't do it. I think it was in January or February, something like that. So I didn't use the car. So the sun now dealt with it. Only for me to either early this year or late last year. So only for me to now one day, the day I wanted to start the car, switch on ignition, and then see, this is what I found. Let me show you. So this is the instrument panel. See what it looks like now. This thing has been in this car from new 2000. Ever since I had this car for since 2013. It has been in good condition, working perfectly. Only for me to just park the car and left it for uh you could say maybe less than 4 weeks. I'm not sure it was up to that 4 weeks. Just something close to, and okay, let's just say like 2 weeks. And so only for me to come in, switch on ignition. It wasn't as bad as this though, initially, but it showed this something like this. So over time, it now became this bad. In fact, I think it was basically like this. So, and like I said, normally, for example, you can see, normally I usually keep something here, put something to cover here if I'm leaving the car under the sun. So, but I didn't do it this time. So, I now did this. So, my advice, if you must park your car under the sun, use that thing to protect your windscreen. Put it there, we call it, is it sun shield? Windscreen sun shield, something like that. Depending on the quality of the one you put, it tends to absorb the heat to some extent, and also prevent sun from damaging or hitting here directly. So because of that, so as the sun was coming, it was also hitting here, direct from there to there. So that was what damaged it. As it is now, I don't even know what to do, because number one, this thing is not easily available. It used to be, but not anymore. The 406 MFD, which is multifunction display, so it's no longer easily available. So I know it's just a question of time. I won't even be able to see anything here anymore. So I'm kind of considering to swap in Android display. Um, the CD here has stopped working. It just the lens has stopped working. But I still have the CD loader in the boot. But so that's the one I'm using now. I don't play FM, AM, and all those things. So it's only the CD loader. So I'm considering maybe it's high time I switched start putting mount Android here. But my only concern with Android, this is JBL. It has a JBL amp, JBL speakers, and the rest. So it's most likely that the Android available for 406 doesn't work with JBL. So if I don't find one that will work with JBL, I'll just keep using this. But if I do, of course, I'll swap. I don't know. I just feel like changing this is like a waste of money, because using CD now is kind of limits me to some music I want to listen to. unless I have to now find a way to do all this MP3, which is not always as clear as the normal when you are paying it directly from the system. Now, all this Bluetooth or not Bluetooth, what's the name? FM transmitter. Those things kind of have some interference, so sometimes they will not be as clear as you want it to be. Okay, so my point is, just try to avoid getting your own to be this bad. Even when you have the Android, also always try to put something here to protect or stop the sun from hitting directly. Um, so we'll see how it goes. Whether I'll switch to JBL or not, we'll see. No, Android system or not, we'll see. Whether I'll later eventually change this display and leave it as it is, we'll see. But personally, I'll prefer to swap in the JBL, but it has to be as soon as I find one that can work with the amp. I can't do without that amp because that's one of the things I enjoy about this car. So I must work with it. If you can't work with it, I won't change it. I will leave this one as it is. But I know eventually someday I'll find one that can work with it or make it work. Okay, so that's it.